From the mountains of central British Columbia to you listening around the world, this, my friends, is Spaced Out Radio. Hope you had a great day and night coming out of the weekend. I am your host, Dave Scott, sitting in the captain's chair of SOR headquarters. We welcome you to tonight's show, including Kingdom of Nye Radio and Revolution Radio. If you want to take a listen to our archives, they are free at youtube.com/Spaced Out Radio. Do me the favor, hit that subscribe button. Our website is spacedoutradio.com, where we have a plethora of features for you. Rock out to Bumblefoot, shop at the SOR Vault, join the SOR Space Travelers Club, head on over to We Read the Night, and so much more. Tonight's show is brought to you by Chive Charities. Help make the world 10% happier by donating to Chive Charities today. You can find them on our website. Now, originally we had Alan Stivelman scheduled for tonight to talk about the incredible story about Juan Perez. Witness of Another World is a very intimate documentary that intends to unveil the mystery of the spectacular close encounter. They are having some internet issues because Alan is over in Spain. And I got Everett Themer here right now because Everett's here to kind of hang on out. And apparently they're almost back connected, Everett. So you could stay here with me. Yeah.
I'll hang out with you as long as you'll let me.
Well, that's always good. How's the hair tonight?
A little windblown. Feels good. How's your hair? Yours is getting pretty long.
I tell you. Give me 1 second here. It is. It is, and you know, we're pretty impressive right now because, you know, I never really noticed how much hair actually grabs. I really never knew, all right, because, you know, I've always had short hair, and I've been splitting firewood and everything, and all of a sudden, you know, I didn't realize how much dust and dirt that hair actually grabs. It's dirty, man. It's dirty.
Oh, you got to take care of that hair, Dave.
Yeah, I know. We're going to see if Alan Stivelman can join us here. I have Everett just in case the internet breaks up over in Spain again where Alan is, because I do want to get to Witness of Another World. But I have to give a shout-out to a young lady here. Her name is Chloe. Now, Chloe's dad, Greg, follows us on Twitter. And every morning before school, Greg listens to our show because they're over in Scotland, which is about 8-9 hours difference. And young Chloe had a school project. All right? Had a school project. And she decided for her school project that she was going to paint a picture for Spaced Out Radio. So she has a big red SOR with this beautiful disc-shaped UFO. Then she printed out We Own the Night, and the landscape is all dark and barren with Team Stump right there. The big Stump Devil's Tower in the background of a black, starry night sky. It is absolutely phenomenal. So I literally said, this is kind of cool. And she sent it to me. Young Chloe sent it to me. The original one.
Oh, you have to hang that up in the studio.
It's already hung up. It is already hung up. And it is so awesome. I'm staring at it right now. And so, Chloe, I'm going to be putting something special together for you. All right, because I know you'll hear this when you wake up. I'm going to put something special together for you. And I'm going to maybe, hey, I still have my beard clippings. I wonder if she wants my beard clippings. I mean, she's only 9, but no, I wouldn't send that.
Don't send beard clippings in the mail.
No. I'm going to send her a couple of posters and a couple of stickers. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go around my area here and collect some really cool things and put them all like in a big gift box for her and ship it on over. That's what I'm going to do.
That's really nice of you.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, this picture is beautiful. I did post it on Twitter and If you hear that noise, it's because I'm trying to connect with Alan right now. I did post it on Twitter. And hey, Alan, how you doing?
Hello, Dave. How are you?
Very good. I got Everett Themer here as well, and we're actually live on the air. So I just got to finish up this story. Then we're going to get into this documentary, man. That's pretty awesome that you're involved with. So just give me 2 seconds here. And
Sure.
So, anyways, with Chloe there, I'm going to send Chloe a very, very nice package from Spaced Out Radio, because that young lady at 9 years old sent it to me. So if you want to see the poster, and I even posted a copy of the letter, you can go on my Instagram at Dave Scott SOR, Twitter at Spaced Out Radio, or on our Facebook page as well, on my personal page, Dave Scott. So if you want to check it out, there's a lot of places for you to check out. I'm so impressed by this. This UFO, this beautiful little 9-year-old drew for me and painted for me, is phenomenal. And I even think, I don't even think that she meant to, but I really think that maybe she even got Carl in there. I think there's a little bit of Carl in there, in the one window, driving. Looks like that to me. Anyhow, Everett, why don't you stick around and hang out with Alan and I? Is Everett still here?
Yes, I'm here.
Oh, there's Alan. I think Everett hung up. Anyways, Alan, how you doing, man? I see we finally got a good internet connection here.
Yes, I was experiencing a bad connection, but now I'm already set, and thanks for having me.
Oh, no problem. No problem whatsoever. You know what? I know why Everett is on hold. Give me 2 seconds. I'm going to call you right back so we don't have these technical snafus. So give me 2 seconds here, and I'll call you right back.
Yes.
The beauty of live radio here. Hold on. I know why Everett is nowhere to be seen, because sometimes Skype, I hit the wrong button. Everett, are you there?
I'm here. You put me on hold, didn't you?
I totally did. All right, so now we got to try and get Alan in here. Let's go like this. Great, now I can't find the guy. Oh, the beauty of live radio and having to use Skype. Remember the days where you actually used to be able to get like an actual phone number? You know, remember the days before Microsoft? Okay, before Microsoft, and you could actually just, connect two callers together, and it worked perfectly. Ev, I'm going to call you right back here because I want you to be a part of this. I'll call you right back. All right, so we're gonna get things going here. Now, where did that? All right, here we go. Here, see. I'll let you be a part of it. Normally, I try and cover that part up.
Hello.
Right. Alan, how you doing, buddy? All right.
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
I am good. We're going to get Everett in here as well because he wants to hang out with us. How's that internet connection? Are you holding out over there? Because Michael over here in North America said you were having some internet problems.
Yes, but I think now it's working, right? Can you hear me well?
Oh, that sounds great. And you're in Spain. Where in Spain are you?
In the south, in Seville.
Oh, I've never been there, but I've heard beautiful things about it.
It's beautiful, yes.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for joining us. And Everett Themer, who is with us as well here, just in case the internet seems to conk out, he hosts our Sunday show, Spaced Out Sunday. So I got him along, so he may have some questions for you as well. Alan, have you always been in the UFO topic?
No, it's my first time in the field. Since 2013, I opened the door of the UFO phenomenon and the supernatural thanks for a script that I was writing. And since then, I'm still here.
Wow. What made you go into the UFO field? Because there's a lot of weirdness in this topic, man.
Well, the beginning of this project was a script that I was writing thanks to the technique of automatic writing. So I realized that I was writing a story about an abduction case from a couple, And then, after 30 pages, I realized that I was writing a story about an abduction case, an encounter with a phenomenon, a kidnapped, and then I stopped there because for me it was really strange writing this kind of stuff. And then I bought a book from John Mack, and that was my first book about the abduction phenomenon. And since then, I kept reading plenty of books about the UFO phenomenon, and a change of events and synchronicity led me to meet Juan, the character of my movie.
Now, when you went through this, were you a believer? Did you believe that people were having? So what made you, or could we call you a believer now?
Well, I believed in the phenomenon, and also I believe Juan's story, and I think I wanted to believe. That's the reason why I did the whole project, to understand better what we are dealing for and what it's all about, the UFO phenomenon. And as I said, a change of events led me to meet Juan. And when I met him in 2014, it was a tremendous experience because it was my first time dealing with someone who witnessed the unknown, and he was also carrying a pain for more than 3 decades. It was a profound experience for me meeting Juan. And then I realized that I wanted to do something with this man and for this man, because I wanted to help him in a way. But when I met him, I'd only read 2 books about the UFO phenomenon. So I needed more than 3 years. So I spent plenty of years reading and doing some research about the phenomenon, about the psychology aspect of this phenomenon. And that's the outcome of this movie, because we portrayed the human side or the human aspect of this phenomenon. We are not just telling what happened to Juan, because if you in the movie you see that we only take 10 minutes of the case of Juan. The rest of the movie, it's about his journey, about trying to understand better the whole picture of this phenomenon, because when this happened to Juan, he was only 12 years old, and his whole life he felt that he was the only one in the world living these kind of experiences.
It is very intense when you get something along those lines happening, Alan. And as you started to progress through this great documentary movie called Witness to Another World, how did you start to open up your own mind personally? How did it affect you?
That's a good question. It affected me, I think, in different levels. At first, I was quite skeptic, but I wanted to believe. I was still open because I really wanted to believe that there is something out there, that we are not alone in this vast universe. So I think the first step was to meet Juan. It was a tremendous experience, as I said, because I met a person, a very brave man, very big, but with a very big heart also. And he was really innocent, really pure. And when he started to speak to me about what happened to him, about his experiences, he started to cry. And I felt a connection with him. And the only thing that I wanted to do is to help him, and also thanks to that, to better understand this phenomenon. If we are dealing with aliens, if we are dealing with an hallucination or a vision or something from another dimension, I don't know. I wanted to know more. So that's the reason why I did not do this movie when I met him in 2014, because by that time I didn't have the tools to jump into this kind of story. I wanted to know more, to be prepared, because I was dealing with a person who was suffering from this from this contact for so many years and the consequences that he had after this event. Because remember that Juan started to have premonition dreams, precognitive dreams, that for him it was more like a living hell. Rather than a gift, it was more like a curse for him.
Now, when you are going through this and you're meeting Juan for the first time, what did you expect? What did you expect as a person? Did you think you were going to run into somebody who was normal? Did you think you were going to run into somebody who was maybe a little bit off base because you weren't used to this type of topic? What was your thoughts?
That's an excellent question. And I have to say that the first contact that I had with Juan was thanks to Dr. Nestor Berlanda, a psychiatrist and a researcher, and he showed me a video of Juan when he was 18 years old. He was on a UFO Congress on his hometown, and he was trying to explain what he saw when he was 12. And when he started to speak, he broke down into tears and he was not able to continue his narrative. And then I remember when I saw this footage, I felt this empathy for him, for this child. And I wanted to meet him. So I asked to Dr. Nestor Berlanda to go to the countryside, and because I wanted to know more about Juan. It was the first person that I met that was having a supernatural experience or had a supernatural experience. And 4 months after, I went to his house and I spent the whole day with him. And I don't remember what were my thoughts about. I was really anxious to meet him, to stay with him, to ask questions. And I remember the first minutes that I spent with him. He was a very warm person. He was talking me a lot about the farm, about his passions, about his animals, about what things he knows, because he's a gaucho. A gaucho is like a cowboy, a really expert in the farm. He knows plenty of things about the horse. But when he started to speak to me about the experience, the whole atmosphere changed, because we were entering to a supernatural dimensions, because Juan was trying to explain with simple words what happened to him. It was really difficult for him to express. And I remember that I was recording on that occasion, and then I stopped my camera because I was not able to concentrate on what he was telling me. For me, it was more important to listen rather than to record, because by that time I was not doing a movie. I just wanted to record that experience for my own research. And I just sat next to him, tried to calm him, and just that, because I was not able to speak a lot, because I didn't have, by that time I was not very, confident with myself, because I thought that I did not have the tools necessary to deal with a contactee. So I just listened to him and tried to calm him down.
So you thought he was a very humble, simple man. And I don't mean to use the word simple as in mental health. I mean, he just lived a very simple, hard life. He was a hard worker, a farmer, or somebody who was trying to make ends meet every day and just only knew how to work hard. And this type of thing shouldn't happen to, I'm going to say the term manly man who is a gaucho working his farm.
Exactly. You describe it better than myself, but that's the whole picture, because we were dealing with a really simple man that lives in the countryside with his animals in an isolated way, as something supernatural happened to one of the most simple men in the world. He doesn't use a cell phone, for example.
Oh, really? we only got about 3 minutes until we're going to go to break here at the bottom of the hour. Alan Stivelman is our guest tonight on Spaced Out Radio. What kind of films, Alan, were you making before meeting Juan?
Well, my previous movie was Humano. It was a very intimate documentary also. It's about a journey that I made to the Andes, just me and 200 questions and a camera. I went to the Andes for more than 6 months, and there I met a shaman, an Andean shaman, and we did a tremendous journey among the Andes. And the whole topic of this quest was existential, because I was asking him questions about life, about death. And the movie, it's called Humano, and now it's free on YouTube.
Very nice. Very nice. So this really is far-fetched. When you told your friends that you were going to make a UFO documentary film, what were they saying?
It's difficult, because in Argentina there are plenty of people that really like the UFO phenomenon, but the general people, the public, are seeing this phenomenon as a joke. That's the reason why plenty of abductees or contactees received mockery, because in Argentina people are quite skeptic. I think thanks to the movies and the literature, that doesn't help a lot to get a better idea of what is this phenomenon. But in my case, I was more like skeptic, but not seeing this phenomenon as a joke. But I didn't have a better idea, because I was really an amateur, because I never read a book about the UFO phenomenon. My main passion was archaeology, about the lost civilizations in the Americas. That was my passion for more than 10 years. My next movie will be about this topic. But I think the UFO phenomenon came to me in a very special place. And since then, I'm really involved in all this environment.
Well, that sounds very, very exciting. And we're going to get more into Witness of Another World, because I'm just absolutely enthralled, Alan, with your side of the story. I realize a lot of people will want you to talk about the documentary, but I want to know how it changed you. I want to know. I don't know why, but I just feel like I need to go down that road with you, because all of a sudden, who knows? Maybe the next Close Encounters of the Third Kind is going to be building around your cameras. You never know. You really never know. Alan Stivelman is our guest tonight on Spaced Out Radio. Somewhere out there joining us is Spaced Out Sundays Everett Themer as well. Witness of Another World is the film. You're going to want to see it. Witnessofanotherworld.com is the website. Make sure you check it on out. Not during the show, afterwards. Alan Stivelman. We'll be right back on Spaced Out Radio.
Hey, space travelers, this is John Resig, founder of the Chive and Chive Charities. If you know anything about our website, you know we like to do things a little differently. We're not some faceless organization collecting money for a nebulous cause. Our donor dollars go directly toward life-improving items. Then we give those items directly to an underdog who needs it most. To become a donor with Spaced Out Radio's official charity, Chive Charities, just go to chivecharities.org/donate.
From the heartlands of Canada to beards around the world, we know how to take care of you. Fill your follicles with the Mighty Moose Beard Oil. All our oils and balms are handmade and 100% natural ingredients, because we care about your beard. And hey, use the promo code SOR2019 and get your Mighty Moose Beard Oil today. You can check us out on our website, mightymoosebeard.com.
Hello, this is your guitar man, Ron Bumblefoot Thal, and I have to tell you, I love the response I get for Little Brother is Watching from Spaced Out Radio fans. It's amazing how music can inspire and make people think deeper about what's going on in the supernatural world. You can head over to my website, bumblefoot.com, to check out my music, my guitar workshops, my touring, even check out some of the hot sauces that I'm working on. And make sure you keep on listening, because with Spaced Out Radio, you know little brother is watching.
Finish off your weekend and kick off your new week with me, Everett Themer, right here on Spaced Out Sundays. I'm going to bring you great guests, a little bit of snark, and plenty of information to think about. But don't worry, there's going to be plenty of woo as well. We are going to hit everything in the paranormal and supernatural, including the odd Psychic Sundays. So tune us in on Sunday, 9:06 p.m. Pacific, 12:06 a.m. Eastern, right here at spacedoutradio.com.
Heading to Vancouver and looking for a night on the town? The Moose Vancouver is the bar that never stops rocking until 2 a.m. every night. The Moose has great food with everything on the menu from $6.95 to $8.95. Fantastic, vibrant staff and rock and roll that will bring you back to when the music was real, the hair was long, and the guitars were rocking. Get your party on at the Moose Vancouver, the official party bar of Spaced Out Radio.
Every night on Spaced Out Radio, we have places for you to hang out. Hi, this is Carl. Join our SOR Space Travelers group on Facebook for live chat. On Twitter, using hashtag Spaced Out Radio, you can also join us in our Spreaker chat room. Check us out on Instagram at Dave Scott SOR. All of our archives are free on YouTube at Spaced Out Radio. By the way, I'll be watching you at your window until you do. Bye!
We're adding to the entertainment online for Spaced Out Radio. I'm Amber Beckrud, and I want to invite you to subscribe to our YouTube channel and check out Cryptid Tales, where I will take you on a journey into some of the strangest legends and lore from around the world, relaying the stories to you of the strange creatures and experiences that people have had throughout time. You can find Cryptid Tales at youtube.com/Spaced Out Radio. And while you're there, don't forget to check out our free archives and leave a comment. See you there.
Are you having encounters with the paranormal, supernatural, or ufological that you cannot explain? Look no further than the SOR Sightlines Report, brought to you by the Experiencers Support Association. This is Ryan Stacy, head of the Research Association, TESA. Soon on the Spaced Out Radio website, you'll be able to file your reports and have them researched for you. We are independent and ready to help Spaced Out Radio listeners today.
Move over, brother, and let me own Saturday night.
This is Rich Giordano, and I'm inviting you to tune on in to Spaced Out Saturdays starting at 9 p.m. Pacific, 12 a.m. Eastern, where I'm going to bust open the lids on everything paranormal. Why? Because we want answers, and I'm the guy who's going to deliver those answers to you. Join the chat rooms, and we'll see you this Saturday. Just be there. No, really.
Hey everybody, the SOR Space Travelers is open. For just $5 a month, you can hang out with Dave and our crew privately in our members-only section. With your signing, you'll receive newsletters on what's going on with Spaced Out Radio. You'll have direct contact with the host during the show in our chat, live streaming videos, and a great forum for your posts and more. Become a Space Traveler now at spacedoutradio.com.
You wanted new SOR gear, and now you can have it. The SOR Vault is fully stocked with t-shirts, hats, hoodies, mugs, and everything in between, with great logos for you to choose from. So head on over to spacedoutradio.com, click on the SOR Vault, and go shopping. Pricing is quite affordable, and you can look good representing your favorite show. So go to our website and pick up your new SOR wear at the SOR Vault today.
Looking for something new to push your limits? Look Beyond the Spectrum, a new docuseries featuring some of the best researchers in the world when it comes to everything from UFOs, government cover-ups, and Bigfoot in the forest. Truth seekers like Steve Bassett, Dr. Jeff Meldrum, Richard Dolan, as well as others all chip in to bring their knowledge to you. Beyond the Spectrum can be found on Amazon as well as Tubi TV. Tell us what you think on our Amazon page.
Are you intrigued by Paranormal Talk Radio? You'll love the new Paranormal Radio app from TalkStream Live. You'll find a great selection of talk shows covering UFOs, ghosts, strange phenomena, and much more. Download the Paranormal Radio app now and start listening to the very best in paranormal talk entertainment, including the network you're listening to right now. The Paranormal Radio app, free in Google Play and the iOS App Store.
Welcome back to the second half hour of Spaced Out Radio. Tonight, I am your host, Dave Scott, sitting in the captain's chair of SOR headquarters. Thank you so much for joining us. Give a shout out to Gene in D.C. Hi, Gene in D.C. Thanks for tuning us in. Give us a call sometime, will you? We'd love to hear from you. I'm sure you know the number. Hey, want to remind all of you that our archives are free at youtube.com/spaced out radio. Do old Davey the favor, hit that subscribe button. Our website is spacedoutradio.com, where we have a plethora of features for you. Rock out to Bumblefoot, read up on Captain Shirk's SOR Newswire, do a little shopping at the SOR Vault, pick up a new book at We Read the Night, and don't forget to join one of the plethora of people who are chatting right now in the SOR Space Travelers Club on our website. It's just $5 a month. Tonight we are talking with Alan Stivelman. He is the producer, director. Used to have good hair. Apparently, we just found out that he just cut it a couple of weeks ago. He had nice flowing locks, probably good for the soccer pitch. And you know how much we love soccer around here, so that would be absolutely awesome watching him run around the pitch, with his hair flowing. Probably got one of those elastics in wrapping it around so it keeps it out of his eyes. But just cut it a couple of weeks ago. He is the director of Witness of Another World. We're going to get into an incredible, incredible UFO story. Also, Everett Themer from Spaced Out Sunday may chime in as well every now and again. Alan, welcome back to the show.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.
Well, I'm glad we could make you laugh here, even though Everett and I are kind of pissed off about this haircut, man. I mean, like, the interview almost ended right there. Almost right there, man.
Yeah, I don't have a straight hair like you, but I was having like a very curly and
very nice
bad hair, and I needed to cut it.
I know. I hear you. We all get there. You just went the extra mile, man. You went the extra mile. You are a rebel. Hey, let's get back to Witness of Another World, to be absolutely serious here, because that's why we have you on. And right before the break, we were asking just about your thoughts of everything. Now that the documentary is done and it's on film and you're now out promoting it all around the world, as any good director should, how has this changed you? How has this movie affected the way you see the supernatural or just life in general?
That's a difficult question to answer, but I can tell you that the main aspect that changed me is the perception of reality, because when we were doing this film, pretty strange things happened during the shooting of this project. And I think I had two questions that were very deep inside of me. One of them was if there is a connection between the lineage of the contactees and the UFO phenomenon. And the other question was if there is a connection between the afterlife and the UFO phenomenon, because for the last 4 years I was dealing with the idea of the afterlife, about death, if there is something when we passed away or not, the lights goes off and that's it, end of story. And I don't know why, but every night I was asking questions about death. It was really a pain in the ass, because it was a thought that I was not able to stop. And I don't know why I got a connection with the UFO phenomenon and the possibility that this phenomenon is linked to the afterlife. It was just a simple thought. And it kept me in my head for the whole project. And one of the things that happened to me, you know that the movie is about a healing process for Juan. It's a movie about a transformation of a person's from the traumatized aspect to the relief of that trauma. And it was a closing circle for Juan, but also I felt that it was a closing circle, not just for Jacques Vallee, but also for me and the whole people that were involved in the movie. And these thoughts about death came to an end thanks to the movie, because I never thought about that. Or after the movie, I'm seeing the perception of reality and the idea of death and life in a different way. And I have to say thanks to the movie, to Juan, to the shamans, to Jacques Vallee, and also to the phenomenon. But I have to tell you that this movie changed me in different levels, in different aspects that probably I cannot be able to know them. But the most superficial part is the anxious, how can I say, the anxious way of thinking of the death, and also to understand the importance to listen to people that suffered from this kind of experience, and to understand that just to listen, it's a really important aspect, because you can heal someone by just listening to it.
How did this affect you about death and thinking about death and your own mortality?
Well, I don't know. Immortality, you mean?
Your own personal mortality.
Mortality, sorry. Well, for me, it was really, it was one of the most terrible experience to think of it. I remember that when I was a child, I was asking myself plenty of things about death. I remember plenty of nights waking up terrified during the night, asking my mother, what is death? Why we are alive, and then the next chapter we are dead, and what happened after that. And I was really anxious about this. I was not having a good life, because those thoughts came to me as very periodically. So I think I don't have an answer now, because probably I want to make another project or another research specifically about death, about the idea of death, because it's not the same that people from the East or people from the West, as we do, have about this idea. And in the movie, you will see that there is a little scene that tries to relate the idea of death and the UFO phenomenon, and it was something that came from as an accident, because we were not provoking this, or yes, I don't know, maybe in an unconscious way. But for me, that answer was really, for me, it was an answer for me as in a personal level, because Juan, during his experience, saw one of his relatives, but he was deaf by that time. So I remember that we talked a lot with Dr. Berlanda and asked questions about how is it possible that people that are not in this realm, in the living realm, are next to this phenomenon. As two nights before, we saw with my girlfriend Contact, and the movie that it's based on the novel from Carl Sagan, and it happens the same, that there is a connection between this, tries to portray the connection between the phenomenon and the people that are gone from this universe.
So as you looked at this project, you kind of took all the information together. And we're going to get more into Juan's story when we come back in hour number 2. But for yourself, Alan, did you find that you had opened up feelings that you had never felt before about life and the importance of it, and how we are really a small speck on the spectrum of everything that's going on, especially if we are being visited by visitors from another world?
Well, yes, I wanted to believe that we are not alone, that this vast universe is not just for ourselves. But I have to tell you that in the case, for example, of Juan, of others that I researched, it was difficult for me to understand that we are dealing with extraterrestrials that comes from another planet and visit Juan or visit Carlos or Roberto, other cases that happened in the same town of Juan the same week. So I was trying to get all the pieces together and get a better picture of what we are dealing. The only thing that I know, and I knew but the moment that I started this project, is that this UFO phenomenon is linked in a way that I cannot know it with our consciousness, and we are with our unconscious, collective unconscious. And it was really difficult for me because to understand that they are just aliens, because the actions that they took with us, it's pretty strange. So, and also it was really hard for me to try to understand that they comes from another dimension. It was way much more difficult to understand that idea, that hypothesis. But when I was, for example, in Paraguay in the jungle with the shamans, when they started to explain to me their visions about the supernatural world or what happened to Juan, they told me that this phenomenon is not from this world or this universe. It comes from another realm, another dimension that is linked to ours. It's a dimension that it's really close to ours. It's the closest one. But you can imagine that for my mind, it was something really hard to understand. But I think this project helped me a lot to get an open mind, to understand that there is other possibilities that could answer some question, but we don't have the proof of that, because science is trying to understand if we are dealing with a universe or a multiverse nowadays. So I think in some years, thanks to the advance of the science, it's a how can I say, it's a teamwork to understand this phenomenon. But I'm hoping that in the coming years we will have more answers about this phenomenon and the other phenomenons.
Do you feel that you will be doing more investigative documentaries in regards to this subject now, knowing that there is so much more out there and more experiences that haven't yet been told?
Well, a year ago, when I finished the movie, I would have to say that it's over. That was my first and last project about the UFO phenomenon. But now I have to confess that it's not over, and I want to know more and make more projects. I don't know if movies or books or whatever, but I want to dig more.
What would you like to do next?
Well, my closest project is it's a movie. It's a movie that I was involved for more than 10 years. It's about it's a quest of a lost civilization that was settled in the Americas and also in Egypt, in the Himalayas. It's the quest of this civilization that for the Greeks they were known as the Hyperboreans. So I'm working with a researcher from Spain, well-known researcher that in the year 2000 he was the only one who was able to excavate in the heart of the Andes in Cusco in Peru, in a church in La Iglesia de Santo Domingo. That church was constructed above an ancient temple Inca, one of the most important ancient temple Inca, the Temple of the Sun. And below that church, there is the entrance to the Ujupacha. The Ujupacha means the underworld. And below that church, there is a tunnel, a 2 kilometers tunnel that goes directly to Sacsayhuaman, one of the biggest citadels in Cusco. And below that church, according to the chronicles and legends from the Incas, there is a network of chambers and tunnels that goes below earth. And Anselm Pirambla, this researcher, wanted to prove the existence of the tunnel and also that the legends are true, because this was closed for more than 5 centuries. But sadly, this excavation was shut down for the church because they didn't want to go further. And sadly, this discovery was not open to the general audience. But now we want to go deeper and try to make another excavation. But the movie is not focused on the excavation because we have plenty of issues if we focus on the excavation. It's more focused on the quest itself, in the search of these like footprints of the gods.
That sounds intriguing.
Yeah. Dave, if I could ask a question, Alan, how deep or extensive is this tunnel or tunnel system potentially?
Yes.
How big is it?
Well, the only proof that we have is that this 2 kilometers tunnel. But if I had to tell you, according to the Spanish chronicles and the legends from the Incas, all the Andes it's connected below earth, and I can say more. All America is connected underworld, but that's only a legend. But the chronicles said that all the Andes and Peru and Bolivia are connected under the ground, thanks to these tunnels and these natural chambers and artificial chambers also. It's a really big network.
Would these have been used for different cultures to trade with each other, or were they simply some form of storage facility, or what were they used for?
Well, storage in the case of the Incas, it was used to storage the gold and silver before the arrival of the conquerors from Spain. All the biggest treasure from the Incas are not being discovered yet. It's below earth. It's hidden in these tunnels and chambers. But we don't know if it was made by the Incas, these tunnels. If it's been made from the Huiracochas. That's the name of the gods for the Incas. The Huiracochas. It's a race, a mother race that it was settled in South America thousands of years ago. So we don't know what kind of civilization made those tunnels or with what purpose. We can speculate and say, for example, that there is a connection between the civilization and the Atlantis, for example, that there was a cataclysm on Earth and they had to build these these tunnels and chambers in order to be safe for what was happening on the surface. But that's mere speculation.
Is there any documentation of these tunnels in some of the Spanish explorers' journals or notes, or how did you come to learn about them?
Many of them. El Inca Garcilaso de la Vega, one of the most important chronicles, that he was half Inca and half Spanish. He said, for example, that it would take you 7 days of walking to know all Sacsayhuaman. And if you go to Peru now and you walk in Sacsayhuaman, it would only take you 3 or 4 hours to spend to visit all the Sacsayhuaman. But because what he was telling us is that the big city, the whole city, it will take you 7 days. But now it's all, it's not been, Sacsayhuaman is not being discovered yet, the whole Sacsayhuaman, just a small part of Sacsayhuaman. So plenty of these truths or this evidence are still hidden from our eyes. We have to keep excavating, and Peru is one of the hardest places to excavate. A lot of bureaucracy, lots of interests. What happened to Anselm with the church is a perfect example of the interests that are behind these discoveries.
What about petroglyphs? Are there any petroglyphs in the tunnels?
We don't know that. We don't know because we were not able to enter those tunnels. Anselm went there when he was at 1982, but he was not able to see if there was some petroglyphs there. What we know, and Anselm was an expert on that, he deciphered the geoglyph of Paracas candelabra. It's a geoglyph that it's on the Paracas Bay at the south of Peru. It's more than 100 meters high. It's really important, this geoglyph, because it's like a map to understand better our existence on our Earth, because for him, it's a symbol that was designed by this mother race or mother civilization that settled in the America. It's like it's their symbol, and he was able to decipher. And one of the best things that it's on this project, on this movie, it's that for the first time Anselm will reveal the importance and the meaning of this geoglyph that it's in the south of Peru.
Awesome. Alan, I'm going to get you to hold on. Everett, you stay tuned as well. We're going to go to break here at the top of the hour. Alan Stivelman is our guest tonight on Spaced Out Radio, talking about his new documentary, Witness of Another World. You can find it at witnessofanotherworld.com. We'll be back with more of Witness of Another World right after this on Spaced Out Radio.
Visit purpleplates.com today. For over 40 years, the Purple Energy Plates have been delivering amazing results for their many customers. Inspired by the great genius Nikola Tesla, the harmony, healing, and energetic effects of the plates have proven over and over to be beneficial and often miraculous to thousands of customers. Check their site for daily specials and choose from their many energy products. You won't be sorry. Visit them today at purpleplates.com.
Hey, this is Canadian Paranormal Investigator Mike Moore. The third Wednesday of every month, I'll be teaming up with Dave Scott to bring you Ghosts of the Great White North. Each month, we will bring on guests from across Canada to discuss their ghostly encounters. Canada is a paranormal hotbed with stories you've never heard, so we're going to bring them to you. So get comfy on your Chesterfield, grab a donut, and join us, eh?
Are you having encounters with the paranormal, supernatural, or ufological that you cannot explain? Look no further than the SOR Sightlines Report, brought to you by the Experiencers Support Association. This is Ryan Stacy, head of the Research Association, TESA. Soon on the Spaced Out Radio website, you'll be able to file your reports and have them researched for you. We are independent and ready to help Spaced Out Radio listeners today.
Hi there, this is Geraldine Orozco from San Francisco's Bay Area Meditation. I invite you to join me the first Tuesday of every month with Dave Scott for Spaced Out Radio's The Spiritual You. In this fast-paced world we live in, it's time for you to take some time for you. We'll cover every possible subject from powerful meditation to healing techniques to your own intuition and spirituality. So come join us for The Spiritual You.
Get your horns up with me on Spaced Out Radio. This is Ron Bumblefoot Thal. Come tune in to SOR where you can hear me rock out with Little Brother Is Watching, the official theme song of Spaced Out Radio. And then come on over to bumblefoot.com where you can find out about my tour schedule, my music, and everything else. Bumblefoot.com keeps you up to date on what I'm doing and the best way to stay in touch with my music and music camps. Sign up for my newsletter at bumblefoot.com and remember, Little Brother Is Watching.
Hey Spaced Out Radio fans, it's John Resig, founder of the Chive and Chive Charities. Our goal is to make the life of veterans, first responders, and those with rare medical conditions 10% happier. We do this by donating one grant item, ranging from vans to therapy programs to prosthetic limbs, to those who need it most. To contribute to Spaced Out Radio's official charity, head over to chivecharities.org and become a donor today.
Come hang out with Spaced Out Radio where we own the night. This is Carl. You can follow Dave on Twitter at Spaced Out Radio, and during the show, use the hashtag Spaced Out Radio to chat with us live. On Instagram, at Dave Scott SOR. On Facebook, give our page a like, Spaced Out Radio Show. SOR archives are free on YouTube at Spaced Out Radio. Come join us, or I will come join you. See you at your window.
Move over, brother, and let me own Saturday night.
This is Rich Giordano, and I'm inviting you to tune on in to Spaced Out Saturdays starting at 9 p.m. Pacific, 12 a.m. Eastern, where I'm going to bust open the lids on everything paranormal. Why? Because we want answers, and I'm the guy who's going to deliver those answers to you. Join the chat rooms, and we'll see you this Saturday. Just be there. No, really.
We all know on Spaced Out Radio we love a good beard and mustache, so why not take care of your facial hair with Mighty Moose Beard Oil? Made in Canada, we're taking care of beards and stashes around the world. We use 100% natural ingredients with our oils and balms to make your whiskers feel silky smooth. Use promo code SOR2019 at MightyMooseBeard.com today.
The SOR Vault is open for business, and do we have some cool swag for you to pick up? All you have to do is head over to our website and click on the SOR Vault. You have a variety of cool logos to choose from, and put them on anything you want. T-shirts, hoodies, hats, coffee mugs, you name it, we can get it to you. So do your shopping by supporting the store you love. Get your Spaced Out Radio swag at the SOR Vault today. Hi, this is Amber Beckrud, and I want to invite you to subscribe to our YouTube channel where we store all of the SOR show archives for free. And as an added bonus, every 2 weeks I'm posting brand new content on Cryptid Tales, where I will get into some of the spookier legends and folklore from around the world and tell the stories that go with them. Find us at youtube.com/Spaced Out Radio and check out Cryptid Tales today. Drop a comment and let me know what you want to hear. See you there.
For the price of 1 cup of coffee a month, you can become an SOR Space Traveler. The Space Travelers Club is a place where you can interact with other listeners, either live during the show or on our great forum. We want your stories, pictures, comments, and ideas. You'll get live video streams, exclusive content, and be a part of our newsletter. Stay in touch with everything SOR. The Space Travelers Club is just $5 a month at spacedoutradio.com.
at spacedoutradio.com. We have a little bit of everything for you to stay up late. So while you're there, check out our SOR Newswire, where our team brings you stories of the weird and strange to the WTF from around the globe. News on Bigfoot, UFOs, paranormal, Darwinian-type crime tales. It's the stories that the mainstream media usually won't touch. Well, we got them all on the SOR Newswire, only at spacedoutradio.com.
A little bit of science, a little bit of skepticism. Add a dash of snark and you have the makings of Spaced Out Sundays with me, Everett Themer. Together we will look into the reality of the paranormal with an open eye and rational thought. Oh, did I mention there'll be plenty of woo as well? Your time spent with Spaced Out Sundays will make the night even better. The chat rooms are open, 9:06 p.m. Pacific, 12:06 a.m. Eastern, right here at spacedoutradio.com.
The Call of the Wild is in Vancouver. The Moose Vancouver is one of the hottest bars and restaurants in the city. Open until 2 a.m. nightly, the Moose will rock you like a hurricane all night long. Great food with everything on the menu at $6.95 near the corner of Nelson and Granville. Get your horns up and come rock with us. The Moose Vancouver, the official rocking bar of Spaced Out Radio.
You're listening to Spaced Out Radio with Dave Scott. Follow Dave on Twitter at Spaced Out Radio and on Facebook, Spaced Out Radio Show.
Welcome back to hour number 2 of Spaced Out Radio. Tonight, I am your host, Dave Scott. Thank you so much for being with us. We welcome back everyone listening in on KDNF AM 1560 in Dangerfield, Texas, KDUN AM 1030 in Reedsport, Oregon, KZFX 93.7 FM in Ridgecrest, California, WQEE 99.1 FM in Newnan, Georgia, and UPRN 107.7 FM in New Orleans. On the digital side, hi to everyone listening in on Kingdom of Nye Radio and Revolution Radio. Great to have you with us. Don't forget, you can check out all of our archives at youtube.com/Spaced Out Radio. Do old Davey the favor, hit that subscribe button. The Desert Clam has set the password for tonight in the SOR Space Travelers Club. Kade Wample. Kade Wample is your password. Use it wisely, Space Travelers, as the Clam sets a password each and every night right here on Spaced Out Radio. Our website is spacedoutradio.com, where we have a plethora of features for you. Rock out to Bumblefoot. Read up on Captain Shirk's SOR Newswire. Do a little shopping for a new book at We Read the Night, and get yourself a t-shirt or more at the SOR Vault. Don't forget to sign up for the SOR Space Travelers Club. We got a bunch of people chatting in there tonight. Lisa, Will, Haderach, just to name a few, and so much more. Tonight we are talking about Witness of Another World. Director Alan Stivelman is with us tonight on the show. We are also joined by guest host Everett Themer. The reason why Everett's here, not only because he's got great hair and beard, but Alan's been having a little bit of internet trouble over in Spain, where he is located. And just in case, that way I have somebody to talk to for you, and you guys don't have to listen to me drawl on through any type of interview, and my Canadian accent will come out, because we never want that. Never, ever want that. Gentlemen, welcome back to the show.
Thank you.
Now, Everett, Alan and I both stepped away during the break, and something happened that you heard from my studio.
I did. It was rather weird. For the listeners that don't know, just because there's a commercial break doesn't mean we're all just sitting here doing nothing. Everybody's going and getting a bottle of water or coffee or something like that. And this time I just sat here while you guys went and grabbed your waters and iced tea, which is still questionable. And I had the headphones on, and it's just, I can hear your studio, but it's just quiet. And you walk out the door, and it almost sounded like somebody came right up to the microphone and either breathed heavy or kind of blew into the microphone. And then I heard that when you first sit down in a chair, especially an office chair, that kind of plastic click sort of sound. And then there was just like this silence, but you weren't in the studio. There was nobody there, and these noises were going on.
I love when that happens. Love when that happens. You never know what's going on in SOR studios. You know, Alan, one time we used to broadcast live on Periscope as well. And it was funny because I had the camera on me and I had a video of it on my computer. And you could actually see this orb flying behind me, and then all of a sudden it would fly right in front of my face. I couldn't see it, but I could see it on camera happening. So we get this weird stuff that happens in here every now and again.
I can tell.
Yeah. You never know when it's going to happen. It's fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Alan Stivelman here from Witness of Another World, the website, witnessofanotherworld.com. Alan, I want you to tell me, who is Juan Perez?
Well, Juan Perez is a gaucho. A gaucho is like a cowboy in North America. It's a very brave man. He loves living in the countryside with his animal. At the age of 12, he, by accident or by chance, we don't know, he saw something that was quite spectacular for him. He was not able to understand it. And after that event, with the unknown, he started to have premonition dreams or precognitive dreams that was something really bad for him, because he was dreaming about accidents, about death from his relative, from his friends, his co-workers, and he was not able to stop those events from happening, and he felt guilty if those events happened, and pretty cases happen actually, and he was living a living hell. So that's one of the reasons that he ran away from his house. He lived in an isolated way for many decades, and now I can say that Juan also is my friend. We are really close each other. He was not just a character for one of my movies, and that's it. And now he's relieved from his pain, from his suffering, thanks to the process that we started with the movie. And also now he's reunited with his family, with his mother, with his father. And as he said to me the last time that I saw him, he's like recovering memories and recovering the lost time that he was away from his family.
So with this happening at the age of 12 years old, take us to what happened that day.
Well, it was 6 o'clock in the morning of September 6, 1978. Juan leaves his house to go in search of the herd of horses to begin the task of the farm. And before going to school, Juan had strict tasks to do. Everyone in the house has strict tasks. So his father was very severe with him and with his siblings. Juan rides his horse, Comet, and gallops a few meters until suddenly 3 lights in the skies began to dance frenetically. His horse was scared. He did not want to move forward. Then Juan returns to home and explains the whole situation to his father, that he was seeing 3 strange lights in the sky. And the father ignores him completely and asks him to return and begin the task. That's it. End of story. So Juan goes back to Comet and observes that a thick fog was covering the entire field. It was not the typical fog in the morning. It was pretty strange one. So without fear, he decides to cross it, but his horse was a little scared, so it was difficult for Juan to make him move forward. When crossing the fog bank, Juan sees that a white circular object was landed on the ground. And if you see the original reports, Juan mentions that he thought that he was seeing a kind of tractor. He never used the word ship or UFO. And I want to highlight this because Juan, throughout the experience, he always thought that he was seeing something that was familiar to him. That's the reason why he was not afraid of the whole experience. Then a gate from this object opens and a tall being looks out and invites him to go up. So a ladder descends from the ship. Juan shyly approaches with his horse, gets off, and ties the stirrups to the ladder. Juan climbs the ladder as he can, and finally he succeeds and enters this ship. Juan sees a very strange space for him. What he saw was that on his left side, he observes that there is a small being, 1.5 meters tall, who is cutting meat on a transparent table. Instead of hands, it has scissors, and instead of feet, it has wheel. The small being ignores the presence of Juan the whole time. And on his right side, he sees the tall being. About 3 meters tall he was. He's watching monitors and making hand movement as if he were typing on a touch screen. A very important detail is that in front of Juan, there is a transparent wall that prevents Juan from going to the other side, to the side of the beings. It's like a barrier. Juan tries to cross the wall with his hands, but he can't. On the contrary, the small being moves from one place to another without problems. Suddenly, the gate begins to close, and Juan is scared because he's not doing the task that his father told him to do. So he quickly gets off the ship and sees that his horse was injured because he hit the ladder. So the tall being appears next to Juan, and Juan asks him for help. Suddenly, the tall being begins to squeeze Juan's arm and scratch him. And I need to stop here because in the movie, we did a regression with Juan because I wanted to know more about his case and if there is some lost memories during the case. So what happened here or after this moment, it was something very strange, quite spectacular, because suddenly after Juan was squeezed, this tall being was squeezing the arm of Juan, he got into silence. Juan didn't answer to us for more than 2 minutes, and then he said something like, "Oh, lot of stars," as if he were traveling or seeing stars. Remember that this experience was in the middle of the day. It was 6 o'clock in the morning, and suddenly he was in the middle of stars or seeing stars. And after that, he saw something that was very emotional for him. And I don't want to say because it will be a spoiler. I prefer you to be surprised in the movie. But Dr. Berlanda needed to stop that regression in that moment because we were doing that for more than 2 hours. So it was really emotional and powerful for Juan and very strange for us. So, but if you see the original report, you won't see nothing like that. After that, if you saw the original report, you will see that after this scratch, Juan goes back to his house with because the tall being gave to Juan one of his gloves as a gift in order to others to believe him that this encounter was real. But before arriving to his house, 3 lights came out of this ship and took off the glove. So Juan was not able to have an evidence of that encounter, just the mark on his arm. And yes, that's the story of what happened to Juan.
So he almost had the glove as evidence, and then they took it away.
Yeah, they took it away. Immediately, just before he was able to arrive his house.
So when he was going through this at such a young age, was he, without hypnotherapy, able to recall a lot of what happened?
Yes, especially because what he told us during the experience of this regression, it was the same as in the original reports. The same details, the same action, the same change of actions. But when at the end of the experience, when this tall being started to squeeze his arm, everything changed, because after that, all of the actions and the events were new for us, and also for Juan. So that's when he woke up, he said, "Whoa, I did not remember that." He was saying us that it was really new, that now he's able to remember. And one of the things that I want to highlight is that the technique is not hypnosis. It's another kind of technique, way much more smooth. It's more like a relaxation or a meditation. It's not so deep as a hypnosis. And the good thing of this technique is that Juan was able to remember the whole experience during the regression. So that was because plenty of the details, we had it when Juan was awakened, when he woke up, and he was able to tell the whole story with details because he was not in the regression anymore.
Alan Stivelman is our guest tonight on Spaced Out Radio. We continue on. Everett, go ahead.
Dave, Alan, I wanted to ask you, you had mentioned that one of the beings seemed to be cutting meat.
Yes.
And it appeared to have like scissors for hands and wheels.
Yes.
At its base. Was this a robotic being, or was it an organic being?
Yes, a robotic being. It was not organic, as Juan told me. The other being, the tall being, was organic because Juan saw that this tall being had eyes and mouth, etc. But he was using like a helmet. But the other being was like Juan felt that it was the assistant of the tall being, and it was quite robotic.
Okay. What kind of meat was it cutting? We have cattle mutilations here in the United States where...
Well, that's an excellent detail, because in the case of Juan, 2 days before the contact, 2 cows were found mutilated in his farm. And 2 days after the event happened, and there was meat on a transparent table, but one detail is that there was no blood in that meat. It was like black meat without blood.
Okay.
Yeah, and Jacques Vallee also asked Juan, because he felt that there is something with this action of meat, and he found out that there were mutilated cows in 2 days before the contact, and it was not something common in Argentina by that time. It was really common in the 90s, but not the 70s.
Do you think that this meat was being cut up to consume, or were they testing it or experimenting or something like that on it?
Wow, I don't know. I don't know. I don't have an answer for that.
Fair enough.
With the beings that he saw, were they friendly? Were they mysterious? Were they wanting to do things to him that he may not want to repeat?
Well, that's a good question, because at the beginning of this project, I felt that something terrible happened to him with these beings. But after spending a lot of time with Juan, asking questions, the whole experience was something friendly for him, because they didn't do anything to him. They didn't harm, just this mark on his arm, and that's it. But I think the traumatic part for Juan was the human consequences. Besides the premonition dreams, he received mockery from all the human beings that were around him, because he was tagged as a lunatic, as a madman. So I think the most pain was from our side rather than the other side.
So the beings that he did see, and you mentioned one was very robotic, and then there were some taller ones around there. Were they quite friendly to him? Were they showing him around? Because it's obvious if all of a sudden he looks out and sees stars that they definitely took him.
Yeah, it's really hard to me to answer that, because it was the most difficult event that we were dealing with Dr. Nestor Berlando, trying to understand what happened to Juan in that moment, because in a second he was on the field with this tall being, and 2 seconds after he was in the middle of the stars, like flying or going somewhere. And I don't know if he was having like a shamanic experience, like a vision, or he was actually traveling with them, with those beings. I don't know. That moment was really mind-blowing for us, because it's really hard to understand it in a logical way. So, and also another great detail that is not on the movie is that Juan, when he's seeing these stars or traveling, he starts to see other tall beings that were around him, not just the tall being and the small being. Plenty of others, plenty. More than 10.
Wow. Can you describe what these tall ones look like? As we got about 40 seconds here before we got to go to break, were they like the tall grays that we hear so much about?
No. They have, for example, this tall being in the farm. In the moment of the contact, he was using like a helmet and a suit. The color was gray, and he was also using like a big tube on his mouth. Juan thought that this tube was to help him to breathe. He was like 3 meters or 2.5 meters tall. He had the color of the skin was. Juan told us that it was yellow with green.
Wow.
Yes, something like that.
Alan, you hold on right there. We're going to go to break here at the bottom of the hour. Director Alan Stivelman, Witness of Another World, continues on Spaced Out Radio right after this.
Finish off your weekend and kick off your new week with me, Everett Themer, right here on Spaced Out Sundays. I'm going to bring you great guests, a little bit of snark, and plenty of information to think about. But don't worry, there's going to be plenty of woo as well. We are going to hit everything in the paranormal and supernatural, including the odd psychic Sundays. So tune us in on Sunday, 9:06 p.m. Pacific, 12:06 a.m. Eastern, right here at spacedoutradio.com.
You wanted new SOR gear, and now you can have it. The SOR Vault is fully stocked with t-shirts, hats, hoodies, mugs, and everything in between, with great logos for you to choose from. So head on over to spacedoutradio.com, click on the SOR Vault, and go shopping. Pricing is quite affordable, and you can look good representing your favorite show. So go to our website and pick up your new SOR wear at the SOR Vault today.
Every night on Spaced Out Radio, we have places for you to hang out. Hi, this is Carl. Join our SOR Space Travelers group on Facebook for live chat. On Twitter, using hashtag Spaced Out Radio. You can also join us in our Spreaker chat room. Check us out on Instagram at Dave Scott SOR. All of our archives are free on YouTube at Spaced Out Radio. By the way, I'll be watching you at your window until you do. Bye!
From the heartlands of Canada to beards around the world, we know how to take care of you. Fill your follicles with the Mighty Moose Beard Oil. All our oils and balms are handmade and 100% natural ingredients because we care about your beard. And hey, use the promo code SOR2019 and get your Mighty Moose Beard Oil today. You can check us out on our website, mightymoosebeard.com.
Hello, this is your guitar man, Ron Bumblefoot Thal, and I have to tell you, I love the response I get for Little Brother is Watching from Spaced Out Radio fans. It's amazing how music can inspire and make people think deeper about what's going on in the supernatural world. You can head over to my website, bumblefoot.com, to check out my music, my guitar workshops, my touring, even check out some of the hot sauces that I'm working on. And make sure you keep on listening, because with Spaced Out Radio, you know Little Brother is watching.
We're adding to the entertainment online for Spaced Out Radio. I'm Amber Beckrud, and I want to invite you to subscribe to our YouTube channel and check out Cryptid Tales, where I will take you on a journey into some of the strangest legends and lore from around the world, relaying the stories to you of the strange creatures and experiences that people have had throughout time. You can find Cryptid Tales at youtube.com/Spaced Out Radio. And while you're there, don't forget to check out our free archives and leave a comment. See you there.
Hey, space travelers, this is John Resig, founder of the Chive and Chive Charities. If you know anything about our website, you know we like to do things a little differently. We're not some faceless organization collecting money for a nebulous cause. Our donor dollars go directly toward life-improving items. Then we give those items directly to an underdog who needs it most. To become a donor with Spaced Out Radio's official charity, Chive Charities, just go to chivecharities.org/donate.
Move over, brother, and let me own Saturday night.
This is Rich Giordano, and I'm inviting you to tune on in to Spaced Out Saturdays starting at 9 p.m. Pacific, 12 a.m. Eastern, where I'm going to bust open the lids on everything paranormal. Why? Because we want answers, and I'm the guy who's going to deliver those answers to you. Join the chat rooms, and we'll see you this Saturday. Just be there. No, really.
Looking for a place to advertise at a very reasonable cost? Look no further than Spaced Out Radio. SpacedOutRadio.com has an advertising tab that you can click to check out our daily, weekly, and monthly packages to play on the radio, or our website including social media. From commercial spots to banners, we have it all. Check out our competitive pricing today.
Visit purpleplates.com today. For over 40 years, the Purple Energy Plates have been delivering amazing results for their many customers. Inspired by the great genius Nikola Tesla, the harmony, healing, and energetic effects of the plates have proven over and over to be beneficial and often miraculous to thousands of customers. Check their site for daily specials and choose from their many energy products. You won't be sorry. Visit them today at purpleplates.com.
Heading to Vancouver and looking for a night on the town? The Moose Vancouver is the bar that never stops rocking until 2 a.m. every night. The Moose has great food with everything on the menu from $6.95 to $8.95. Fantastic, vibrant staff and rock and roll that will bring you back to when the music was real, the hair was long, and the guitars were rocking. Get your party on at the Moose Vancouver, the official party bar of Spaced Out Radio.
Hey everybody, the SOR Space Travelers is open. For just $5 a month, you can hang out with Dave and our crew privately in our members-only section. With your signing, you'll receive newsletters on what's going on with Spaced Out Radio. You'll have direct contact with the host during the show in our chat, live streaming videos, and a great forum for your posts and more. Become a space traveler now at spacedoutradio.com.
Hey, space travelers, this is John Resig, founder of the Chive and Chive Charities. If you know anything about our website, you know we like to do things a little differently. We're not some faceless organization collecting money for a nebulous cause. Our donor dollars go directly toward life-improving items. Then we give those items directly to an underdog who needs it the most.
We pass the halfway point of Spaced Out Radio tonight. I am your host, Dave Scott, sitting in the captain's chair of SOR headquarters. Great to have each and every one of you listening in to us. Hey, I want to remind all of you, if you've missed portions of this show or others, we have our free archives at youtube.com/Spaced Out Radio. The only thing I ask for in return is hit that subscribe button. Our website is spacedoutradio.com, where we have a plethora of features for you. Rock out to Bumblefoot, read up on Captain Shirk's SOR Newswire, do a little shopping at the SOR Vault, because you'd look good in some of our swag. And, of course, you can also sign up for the SOR Space Travelers Club for $5 a month. Pick up a new book as well at We Read the Night. Witness of Another World is what we're talking about tonight. It's a great new documentary film by Alan Stivelman, who joins us all the way from the beautiful country of Spain. España, if you're in French. There we go. Got to get the, Canada's a little bilingual here, so we got to get both in. Anyhow, Alan, thank you so much for joining us. And we got Everett Themer here as well, because Alan has been battling a little bit of a internet issue tonight. So just in case he drops, we still have somebody to talk to here. And Mr. Themer, thank you so much for joining us as well.
It's always fun to be here.
Absolutely. We were just learning about Juan Perez and the weird, strange, and fantastical experiences he had as a young man. Did his experiences continue after that, or was it a one-and-done abduction?
Well, I have to confess that it was not the only experience that he had. Juan also had at least 2 more experiences that way. They were pretty strange ones. And he's still having that experiences, because the last time that I spoke to him, he told me that his mother and himself were seeing pretty strange things in the sky. The good thing of this is that he's not alone anymore. Now he's with his family, and his mother also confessed to Juan that she was also a contactee when she was a child. And it was the first time that she was confessing this thing to Juan. So my other question, that was if there is a connection between the lineage of the contactees and the UFO phenomenon, got an answer of that, because his mother confessed to me this thing, but 5 years ago. But I never spoke about this thing to Juan, because for me it was very private, very intimate. And I don't know why, but his mother confessed to me before anyone. And 5 years later, now she was able to speak to Juan about this issue, and Juan was able to open more to her. And it was a really healing process to both of them, because now they have each other to deal with the phenomenon, and they still have some visitations on their house.
Wow. And has it been the same species every time, the same aliens that have come and see them?
Well, let me remember. The second experience, it was just the UFO, but a way much bigger. And the third one, it was the same species, the same kind of tall beings, but they were 3 of them instead of 1. But they were the same ones. But that encounter, Juan was not able to remember all, because he was 46, I think. It was not so many years ago. It was in his farm. He was living alone on that time. He was going back to the hacienda, to the farm with his bicycle, and suddenly, before he enters to one of the doors, he saw that in his right side there was a UFO landed, and 3 beings were arguing in each other. They were free, and Juan was not able to move anymore. He was like froze, and he was not able to remember what happened after, but he knows that at least 30 minutes happened of that event, but he's not able to remember. And Dr. Berlanda told me that his mind was stopping the memories, because maybe it was really hard. The experience was really hard, and as a mechanism of self-defense, his mind was not going further because it was really hard for Juan. But I hope that in some near future, Juan will be able to remember what happened in the third encounter.
Alan, if I could ask, does he still live in the same area? Does he live on the same family farm? Or is this something that, he's moved 100, 200 kilometers away and it's kind of followed him?
He's in the same area, but not in the same house. Now he's back with his family. Now he's living with his mother, with his father. He's taking care of them because he wanted to do that, because he's recovering the lost time, because he was separate from them for more than 3 decades. So now he's back with his family, and it's near the house where we were shooting the movie, but it's 30 minutes away. He's in the original house that happened the event, the contact, when he was 12 years old. He's back on his original house.
Okay.
How did Dr. Jacques Vallee get involved with this case?
Dr. Jacques Vallee was in Argentina thanks to himself, because I knew that he wrote about Juan on one of his books, Confrontations, because he went to Argentina with his wife in the 80s, in the end. And he met Juan when he was 14 years old. And I wrote him a letter asking him if I can go to the States, to San Francisco, in order to make an interview about the Juan Perez case, about his thoughts of this case and the UFO phenomenon. And I also explained to him that Juan was not feeling well, and he was carrying this fear for plenty of years. And I didn't know that I will get a reply from him. So it was just a shot in the middle of the universe. And a month later, I received an email, a pretty warm one, and he was telling me that he was really sad knowing that Juan was not feeling well, and he was really intrigued on the subject of my movie, the vision of the movie, the way that I want to portray the phenomenon. And he told me that I can go to the States to interview him, but at the end of the email, he told me that I don't want to interrupt your project or your ideas, but I have an idea. What do you think if I go to the south, to Argentina, to stay with Juan, to help him, to stay with you, with the whole crew, and see what can we do for this, what we can do for this man. And I think Jack is in the movie thanks to him, because he wanted to participate. And it was really strange for me, because I know that Jack is not he's a low profile person. He doesn't want to go to shows or TVs or to be in the front of the camera or the lights. And also, I didn't understand why he was taking this case so special for him because he investigates hundreds of cases. But I took advantage of this, and we spent 10 days in Argentina, and it was one of the most important gifts that I had to stay with him.
What was his thoughts overall on the case, Dr. Vallee, that is?
Well, it was a special case for him because the first time that he met Juan was with his wife, Janine. Janine was a child psychologist, so Jacques had really consideration with the cases from children, and because child doesn't lie, etc. And he likes this case because it has plenty of details. It's a really well described case, and Juan also is a great observer, and he described the whole experience with plenty of details. But of course, I wanted to know his opinion about the UFO phenomenon, if he deciphered the phenomenon, if he has more conclusions that are on his books. But he told me that now his mainly focus is to help the witnesses, to learn from them especially. One of the things that I learned from Jacques is the importance that he gave to the witnesses. He sat and he only listened to Juan's story, took notes on some of the answer that he gave us. And I remember one of the nights while we were having dinner, I asked him if he deciphered the phenomenon, and he laughed and said that he didn't, but now he's only worried about helping these persons to integrate that experience. That's the whole purpose of his visitation to Argentina, and also the goal of the movie was to integrate the experience of Juan, because Juan was not able to integrate all the pieces together.
Out of all the findings that Dr. Vallee found with Juan, were there a couple that stood out?
I have to tell you that the only thing that I remember that was quite special for Jacques was the cow mutilation and the meat on the ship. I think that was one of the most highlight things that I noticed that Jacques was asking once several times.
Interesting. Were there still remnants when Jacques was there? Was there still any remnants held over from the cattle mutilations?
No, I don't remember. I don't remember if there is still remnants. No.
Being in Argentina, or go ahead, Everett, please.
No, go ahead. You go ahead, Dave.
Well, I was going to say, being in Argentina, where South America seems to have a lot of UFO sightings, people there seem a lot more open to the subject of what was going on. Were you able to get high-quality information regarding this case and maybe the amount of sightings reported in the area from government officials for witness of another world?
Well, not from government officials, but I got it from Jacques because he was the one who told me that there were other 3 cases in the same area, in the same week of Juan, 2 kilometers far away from Juan's case, from Juan's area. And in the movie, we were able to interview them. Juan was not the only one. The other one was Carlos. He was the carpenter of the town. And the other one was Roberto. and they both had an experience the same week. So the UFO phenomenon was actually there. The phenomenon was active in Venado Tuerto, this town.
Wow. What did you get a chance to speak with other residents, or did Dr. Jacques Vallee get to speak with other residents in the area as well who were having close encounters with this phenomena?
Well, I was able to be in touch with Carlos, and he was in his car driving back to his house in the route and the highway, and suddenly it was 1 o'clock in the morning. His engine started to fail, and the car was stopped, and in his right window he saw that there were 7 ships. Some of them were landed, and others were in the sky, and it was it was so bright that it was daylight for him. If he saw in the left window, he will see the night, but if he sees the right window, he will see like daylight. And he started to get pretty anxious, pretty afraid, scared about what he was seeing. And after that, the engine was back again, and he ran away immediately after. He was not able to make any kind of contact. The only detail that he saw was that there were some tall beings, the same as Juan described, and this is the bizarre aspect of the phenomenon. He saw that 3 or 4 beings were fixing the UFO ship. As they were engineers, they were fixing the broken UFO ship. That was the observation that he had. And the other one, Roberto, he was riding his bicycle, and one of the wheels also stopped working, and he saw that above his head there was a red light, very bright one, and a beam came out of this ship, and he started to feel that his body was hitting from inside, and he was terrified about that, and he ran away also, and he went direct to the bakery shop, but he was working in this bakery, and that's it. He was not able to make any kind of contact also. But both of them, Carlos and Roberto, they were so afraid that they were not able to go outside for more than a month.
Were they told to stay inside, or was it just fear of seeing things happen again?
I don't know, but probably because of seeing things again, seeing this phenomenon again. They were so terrified.
Wow. I could just imagine the emotion going through that time.
Yeah.
As we got about 4 minutes to go here before we go to break at the top of the hour, Alan Stivelman is our guest tonight, talking about this great documentary called Witness of Another World. Why do you think that this area was attracting these beings to Juan and other farmers there?
That's an excellent question, and I asked Jack the same thing. I don't know, but he told me that the behavior of the phenomenon, it's thanks to waves and areas. That's the way of behavior, and I don't know why the phenomenon was settled in Venado Tuerto in the early 80s, but there were 3 other cases in the same week. That's a great detail for me.
Because I would think that with those type of patterns and that happening so quickly and frequently in that area, that maybe there was some kind of portal there, or maybe there was some kind of vortex that would bring in these ships, or maybe some sort of energy circle that was attracting these craft and these aliens to that particular area?
Yeah, maybe. Well, we don't have the the tools or the evidence to affirm that there is a portal. But what can I say? My only conclusion with this is the phenomenon doesn't choose these persons by accidents or by chance. There is no random behavior with this phenomenon. There is something unique on those contactees that I don't know why or how it works, but this is not just by chance. And the other important thing that I want to highlight is the importance to make follow-up on these cases, because the case doesn't end when these people sees the phenomenon. It's only the beginning of the phenomenon.
We only got about 2 minutes here before we got to go to break at the top of the hour. With the phenomena happening in that area, were they seeing the same craft?
Similar, not the same. They all draw it, but it was quite similar, but not the same one.
What did that craft look like?
Well, it was if you saw the original reports of Juan, he was describing a hat, rounded hat, but he was thinking that he was seeing a tractor. He never thought that he was seeing something out of the sky. That's why he was very confident the whole experience, but his horse was really, really afraid of that tractor, let's say tractor. But when he drew it in a paper when he was a child, we all saw that he was drawing a typical UFO, rounded, and the typical image of a UFO shape.
Oh, the disc shape.
Yeah.
Yeah. I almost feel ripped off. I haven't seen one of those yet. I've seen some weird stuff, but I haven't seen one of those yet.
Me neither.
Everett, have you seen a disc?
I have not. I have not.
Yeah, that's because you're too busy digging holes for your Les Pauls. Anyways, moving on here. We only got about 30 seconds to go here. You know, when we come back, I'd like to know what was discovered. I'd like to know where you go from here, where Juan goes from here, because he's the guy in the end who has to live with it all, Alan. He's the guy who has to try and keep his life together while still experiencing this type of phenomena. And that's pretty surreal for a lot of people out there who have had that kind of contact. Alan, I'm going to get you to hold on here. Everett, you sit tight as well, because we only have Alan Stivelman for another 30 minutes to break down his brand new documentary film, Witness of Another World. It can be found at witnessofanotherworld.com. The story of Juan Perez and his ET abduction and encounters. It's pretty emotional. You want to see this one, so make sure you check it on out. More Spaced Out Air Radio with Hour 3 coming up after this. At spacedoutradio.com, we have a little bit of everything for you to stay up late. So while you're there, check out our SOR Newswire, where our team brings you stories of the weird and strange to the WTF from around the globe. News on Bigfoot, UFOs, paranormal, Darwinian-type crime tales. It's the stories that the mainstream media usually won't touch. Well, we got them all on the SOR Newswire, only at spacedoutradio.com.
For the price of 1 cup of coffee a month, you can become an SOR Space Traveler. The Space Travelers Club is a place where you can interact with other listeners, either live during the show or on our great forum. We want your stories, pictures, comments, and ideas. You'll get live video streams, exclusive content, and be a part of our newsletter. Stay in touch with everything SOR. The Space Travelers Club is just $5 a month at spacedoutradio.com.
We all know on Spaced Out Radio we love a good beard and mustache, so why not take care of your facial hair with Mighty Moose Beard Oil? Made in Canada, we're taking care of beards and stashes around the world. We use 100% natural ingredients with our oils and balms to make your whiskers feel silky smooth. Use promo code SOR2019 at MightyMooseBeard.com today.
Looking for a place to advertise at a very reasonable cost? Look no further than Spaced Out Radio. SpacedOutRadio.com has an advertising tab that you can click to check out our daily, weekly, and monthly packages to play on the radio, or our website including social media. From commercial spots to banners, we have it all. Check out our competitive pricing today.
Hey, space travelers, this is John Resig, founder of the Chive and Chive Charities. If you know anything about our website, you know we like to do things a little differently. We're not some faceless organization collecting money for a nebulous cause. Our donor dollars go directly toward life-improving items. Then we give those items directly to an underdog who needs it most. To become a donor with Spaced Out Radio's official charity, Chive Charities, just go to chivecharities.org/donate.
A timepiece is a reflection of who you are, and what better way to show off the real you than with an Escape watch? Escape is a lifestyle brand accessorizing your days and nights. Choose to escape and create the life of discovery that you deserve. Dream, play, unite with your own personalized Escape watch. Head to escapewatches.com. There is no time like the present to enjoy your escape. Use promo code SMF2017 for your 20% discount today.
Hello, this is your guitar man, Ron Bumblefoot Thal, and I have to tell you, I love the response I get for Little Brother Is Watching from Spaced Out Radio fans. It's amazing how music can inspire and make people think deeper about what's going on in the supernatural world. You can head over to my website, bumblefoot.com, to check out my music, my guitar workshops, my touring, even check out some of the hot sauces that I'm working on. And make sure you keep on listening, because with Spaced Out Radio, you know Little Brother is watching.
Every night on Spaced Out Radio, we have places for you to hang out. Hi, this is Carl. Join our SOR Space Travelers group on Facebook for live chat. On Twitter, using hashtag Spaced Out Radio. You can also join us in our Spreaker chat room. Check us out on Instagram at Dave Scott SOR. All of our archives are free on YouTube at Spaced Out Radio. By the way, I'll be watching you at your window until you do. Bye!
Heading to Vancouver and looking for a night on the town? The Moose Vancouver is the bar that never stops rocking until 2 a.m. every night. The Moose has great food with everything on the menu from $6.95 to $8.95. Fantastic, vibrant staff and rock and roll that will bring you back to when the music was real, the hair was long, and the guitars were rocking. Get your party on at the Moose Vancouver, the official party bar of Spaced Out Radio.
The SOR Vault is open for business, and do we have some cool swag for you to pick up? All you have to do is head over to our website and click on the SOR Vault. You have a variety of cool logos to choose from, and put them on anything you want. T-shirts, hoodies, hats, coffee mugs, you name it, we can get it to you. So do your shopping by supporting the store you love. Get your Spaced Out Radio swag at the SOR Vault today. We're adding to the entertainment online for Spaced Out Radio. I'm Amber Beckrud, and I want to invite you to subscribe to our YouTube channel and check out Cryptid Tales, where I will take you on a journey into some of the strangest legends and lore from around the world, relaying the stories to you of the strange creatures and experiences that people have had throughout time. You can find Cryptid Tales at youtube.com/Spaced Out Radio, and while you're there, don't forget to check out our free archives and leave a comment. See you there.
Move over, brother, and let me own Saturday night.
This is Rich Giordano, and I'm inviting you to tune on in to Spaced Out Saturdays starting at 9 p.m. Pacific, 12 a.m. Eastern, where I'm going to bust open the lids on everything paranormal. Why? Because we want answers, and I'm the guy who's going to deliver those answers to you. Join the chat rooms, and we'll see you this Saturday. Just be there. No, really.
Visit purpleplates.com today. For over 40 years, the Purple Energy Plates have been delivering amazing results for their many customers. Inspired by the great genius Nikola Tesla, the harmony, healing, and energetic effects of the plates have proven over and over to be beneficial and often miraculous to thousands of customers. Check their site for daily specials and choose from their many energy products. You won't be sorry. Visit them today at purpleplates.com.
A little bit of science, a little bit of skepticism. Add a dash of snark and you have the makings of Spaced Out Sundays with me, Everett Themer. Together we will look into the reality of the paranormal with an open eye and rational thought. Oh, did I mention there'll be plenty of woo as well? Your time spent with Spaced Out Sundays will make the night even better. The chat rooms are open, 9:06 p.m. Pacific, 12:06 a.m. Eastern, right here at spacedoutradio.com.
We're bringing scientific thought to the paranormal. Hi there, this is Spaced Out Radio scientist Chris Cogswell. Join me, Chris Zuger, and Dave Scott the second Wednesday of every month, where we break down the who from the woo when it comes to everything paranormal. We'll investigate and try to bring sensible answers to those straight and sometimes outlandish questions people have. Hey, not everything has an answer, but we'll do our best. Listen in to Reality Paranormal.
Would you like to connect with us? Head to spacedoutradio.com for all your latest show info. Now, back to Dave Scott and SOR.
We got the third and final hour of Spaced Out Radio underway tonight. I am your host, Dave Scott. Always a pleasure to broadcast to you live, especially on KZFX 93.7 FM in Ridgecrest, California, WQEE 99.1 FM in Noonan, Georgia, UPRN 107.7 FM in New Orleans, KDUN AM 1030 in Reedsport, Oregon, and in Dangerfield, Texas, KDNF AM 1560. On the digital side, hi to everyone listening in on Revolution Radio and Bart L's Kingdom of Nye Radio. Thank you for tuning us in. Don't forget, you can check out all of our archives for free at youtube.com/Spaced Out Radio. Do old Davey the favor, hit that subscribe button. The Desert Clam has set the password for tonight in the SOR Space Travelers Club. Cottywomple. Cottywomple is your password. Use it wisely, Space Travelers, as the Clam sets a password each and every night right here on Spaced Out Radio. Speaking of that, our website, spacedoutradio.com, has a plethora of features for you. You can read up on Captain Shirk's SOR Newswire, pick up a new book at We Read the Night. You can also join up on the SOR Space Travelers Club for $5 a month. Do a little shopping at the SOR Vault as well, so check it on out. For the final time tonight, we introduce our guest, Alan Stivelman. He is the director and creator of a great new documentary movie called Witness of Another World. This is a true life story of Juan Perez down in Argentina and his incredible lifetime encounters with extraterrestrials. Check out the website, witnessofanotherworld.com. I highly suggest you do. We're also joined by Everett Themer tonight from Spaced Out Sundays. Gentlemen, welcome back to the show.
Thank you.
Everett.
Well, you know, before we went to the break, I had a question. And Alan, you had mentioned that Juan's mother confessed to you that she had been an experiencer. And I was wondering, did she tell you at all how it affected her watching her son go through this while she was still... or, you know, while she had experienced it and wasn't sharing it? Was there any emotional issues there, or how did she feel about that?
Totally. I can tell you that she's a really afraid person, because when she was confessing this to me, before that, she was telling me that she was really scared because his son was already marked by these beings, and she was afraid that he will be kidnapped again from these entities and separate from her and from probably this world, that they will took him away. And she was really afraid of that. And I was telling her, like, don't worry, madam, I understand you, but I'm here just trying to help Juan and to make a project, because I know that there are plenty of Juan Perez around the world that are living the same hell as he. But she told me that you don't understand, son. And I said, but why are you telling me this? Because when I was a child, I was kidnapped by these entities, and I don't remember what she told me after, but she changed the subject immediately, and I said to myself, she told me that she was kidnapped by these entities. This is real, and I was not able to tell her anything. I was just shocked because it was really, he caught me with the low guard, and I was not able to tell her anything. But I think that secret that she shared to me, it was the fuel to make this project, because I wanted to know more. But she was living a very suffering life. She's a person that she doesn't like to speak with anyone. She doesn't like to stay in touch with researchers. Also, she doesn't like that some researchers go to his house to get answers and end of story. So she's really shy, and she's not part of the movie, but she's the heart of the movie. She's the background of this, the support of this story.
How did it affect, though, her relationship with him when he was a child as this was taking place?
That's a good one. Juan was very shy when he was 12 years old, and he was not able to express himself. He was very close. The only person that understood Juan was his grandfather, but he passed away when he was 10 years old. And 2 years after, Juan had this contact, and while he was trying to explain what he was experiencing and also the dreams, he didn't find any kind of support, emotional support from his relatives. So it was really hard for him, and it's one of the reasons that he ran away from his family. And his mother was not able to give support to him, even that she was also a contactee and suffered the same thing, but that information was a secret. No one knew that. Now Juan knew that his mother was also a contactee, but it was the last year that he had that information.
Why do you think she kept her experiences secret so long?
That's a good question. I
especially when her son is having experiences too. It seems to me that would be something she would want to share with him or something like that.
Yeah. But she's a suffered woman. She was suffering a lot. It was really hard to talk with her. She's really close, and also with his sons, because one of the things that I noticed, and that Juan shared to me, was that his mother doesn't like to be touched by anyone, even his sons. And it was really strange, but now we have an answer of that. She doesn't like to be touched because when someone touches her, she gets all the information from the other one. She received visions, and like a shaman, she started to having visions and sounds from the other. She can see the future of that person, and that's the reason why she doesn't like to be touched. And in a way, the same thing happened to Juan with the dreams. So, for my understanding, what happened to Juan was a shamanic initiation. That's the reason why he had the gift of clairvoyance, the gift of the Guaranis. The Guaranis are the roots of Juan, his ancestors, and the Guaranis are one of the most important indigenous cultures in South America. And the same thing happened to his mother, but she was not able to integrate his experience. She's really damaged. But Juan had the chance to integrate that experience, and it took him more than 40 years to do it. But I'm really confident about the upcoming events that will happen to Juan, because I know that he will be able to help others. Not now, but I think in the coming future he will be able to help plenty of people.
What were his dreams like?
He told me that his dreams were more real than our reality. He says that if he goes to sleep and lies on his right side, he will enter a real reality, more real than our reality. And most of them, he were an observer of an accident or an observer of a death from a person that was really close to Juan, a coworker, a relative, or even a friend. But he didn't want to continue these dreams. So that's the reason why he stopped the end of that dream. He moved quickly, and then he stopped that dream because he thought that with this way he was going to stop the event from happening. But every night when he goes to sleep, he was having this kind of dreams, and the best way to describe them was that they were more real than our reality. That's the way, that's the words that he used to describe those dreams.
Were they typically nightmarish?
Yes.
So he didn't have or didn't have many experiences where the dreams were pleasant? No
dream were pleasant for him. It was a real nightmare, a living nightmare. Every night happened the same. But now, thanks to the process that we did to all together, now he's not suffering anymore with the dreams, because now he knows that there are plenty of people around the world, and especially in this tribe, indigenous tribe, that they have the same ability or gift, because they dream this in the same way that Juan does. And now he's really confident, but because he knows that he's not alone anymore.
That's. Do you think that him telling the story after so many years was finally a relief for him, a bit cathartic for him?
Yeah, it was cathartic. It was a very big relief, not only to tell his story. It was also the way that he was able to understood it, because remember that I went to the jungle with him. He got reunited with his ancestors, and they gave to him plenty of answers. Some of them are really hard to understand, but he got an answer. So thanks to Jacques Vallee, thanks to Dr. Nestor Berlanda, the psychiatrist, thanks to the shamans, I think he was able to get all the pieces together in a single piece. And now he had his own conclusions, and he felt every time that I spoke to him now, he feels better and better.
Well, the way you tell the story, it seems as though there is a definite connection between so many different aspects of what we think of as life and consciousness, and even aliens.
Yes.
What was it like for him to have this shamanic experience, and what was it? What did he do?
Well, I think this case allows us to have a better picture about the UFO phenomenon, and also about the idea of consciousness. What is consciousness? And I don't think that Juan he knows that he had a shamanic initiation, because if you speak to him, he will tell you the same thing, that he likes to be a simple man living in the farm with his animal, and that's it. He doesn't like to be special or to have abilities or shamanic gifts. But one of the things that he does, he will say by accident, is that he has the healing power to heal animals, for example. Plenty of people goes to his house with wounded horses or cows or even dogs, and they are really in agony, but Juan is able to recover them, to save them. I don't know which kind of technique he used. He said that he prays and they heal. And I saw that with my own eyes, and the question that I asked him is that if he's able to do the same thing with human beings, and he said no, that's another level. I don't know. I just have a connection with the animals. But according to the shamans, when his mother passed away, when she will pass away, he will receive from her all the shamanic abilities to heal others. But I think we are in the middle now. We are in the middle of the story. We don't know what will happen to Juan in the upcoming years. But if he's still in this journey, in this path, he sooner or later he will become a shaman, or he has all the potential tools to become a shaman.
Does he accept his role now? Does he accept the fact that this is his life and he can now help other people going through this same situation?
No, not at all, Dave. Not at all. And also, I don't want to pressure him, but every time that we speak about these things, he tells me the same thing. Oh, no, I just want to stay in my house with a mate. The mate is like a tea, drinking mate with my animals, hunting, because he loves to hunt to eat, not for recreational purpose. And that's it. He doesn't see himself as a shaman or a medicine man. But, well, we will have to see what happens to Juan in the upcoming years.
That's interesting, because it's almost like this is a curse for him then.
Yes.
Does he feel it's that way?
No, not anymore. He's not living. He's not thinking that he's living a curse, because now, thanks to all of us, he understood what happened to him was something that it's in relationship with his own roots, with his culture, and thanks to the trip that we made to Paraguay, to the jungle in the middle of Paraguay, with the encounter with the elders, now he knows that it is pretty common, the thing that happened to him, but because he was not born in the land of his ancestor, he was not raised as a shaman, and during the encounter, after the encounter, he didn't have any kind of guidance from anyone. So that's the reason why he got really isolated, because he didn't have any shaman. The only one who were able to help him was his grandfather, but his grandfather passed away 2 years before the contact. But now, as he told me the last time that I spoke to him, he was really happy because he's reunited with his family. He's still having these dreams, but he's not living as a hell anymore, as a curse. Nor a gift, but just he's living as a normal thing, and that's it. That's something that he has it, and he has to deal with it, and that's it.
We've only have about 2.5 minutes left with you tonight, Alan, and I want to say thank you so much for coming on Spaced Out Radio tonight. It's been an absolute blast to have you tell the story of Juan Perez and Witness of Another World. Do you see making a sequel out of this?
Well, I don't know. I don't know if it's a sequel, but I want to make another movie. I don't know if fiction or documentary about the UFO phenomenon, about this supernatural world. I don't know how I will do it, but I want to leave the door open, because maybe we can do a sequel in some years.
It'd be interesting to see how this kind of plays out in the future, because you never know. I mean, his attitude towards becoming a shaman or other helpful type abilities that he has gained from his extraterrestrial involvement, it'll be interesting to see how Juan matures through this over the years.
Yes, indeed. And I'm still in touch with him. We are really close each other. So if I see an opportunity to give another message, I will do it for sure.
I don't blame you at all. Where can people find this movie, Witness of Another World? Let our audience know. Take some time.
Now it's live everywhere. It's on Amazon, iTunes, Google, Xbox, PlayStation, Vimeo on Demand, and you can have more information, and we will give you access to extra features on our website, witnessofanotherworld.com.
That sounds absolutely awesome. And what's your next project that you're working on?
The movie about this lost civilization, about the reconstruction of what happened on our Earth many thousand years ago, the quest of this lost civilization, and the provisional title, it's Hyperborea.
Perfect. Alan, I want to say thank you so much for coming on Spaced Out Radio tonight. Absolute pleasure to have you here, and for you to break down the story of Juan Perez. It was absolutely fantastic. Good luck to you and your rest of your filming career, and keep us in touch with anything you do when it comes to the weird and strange, man, because we'd love to have you back on.
Thank you so much, and thanks for having me.
All right, coming up next on Spaced Out Radio, we have the SOR Newswire and the Thought of the Dave. And we're going to tell you something cool that's going to happen tomorrow night at this time during the show. So stay tuned. We have more Spaced Out Radio coming up.
Hey everybody, the SOR Space Travelers is open. For just $5 a month, you can hang out with Dave and our crew privately in our members-only section. With your signing, you'll receive newsletters on what's going on with Spaced Out Radio. You'll have direct contact with the host during the show in our chat, live streaming videos, and a great forum for your posts and more. Become a space traveler now at spacedoutradio.com.
Hey Spaced Out Radio fans, it's John Resig, founder of the Chive and Chive Charities. Our goal is to make the life of veterans, first responders, and those with rare medical conditions 10% happier. We do this by donating one grant item, ranging from dance to therapy programs to prosthetic limbs, to those who need it most. To contribute to Spaced Out Radio's official charity Head over to chivecharities.org and become a donor today.
Every night on Spaced Out Radio, we have places for you to hang out. Hi, this is Carl. Join our SOR Space Travelers group on Facebook for live chat. On Twitter, using hashtag Spaced Out Radio. You can also join us in our Spreaker chat room. Check us out on Instagram at Dave Scott SOR. All of our archives are free on YouTube at Spaced Out Radio. By the way, I'll be watching you at your window until you do. Bye!
Move over, brother, and let me own Saturday night.
This is Rich Giordano, and I'm inviting you to tune on in to Spaced Out Saturdays starting at 9 p.m. Pacific, 12 a.m. Eastern, where I'm going to bust open the lids on everything paranormal. Why? Because we want answers, and I'm the guy who's going to deliver those answers to you. Join the chat rooms, and we'll see you this Saturday. Just be there. No, really.
So, you love talk radio? Then you'll love TalkStreamLive.com. TalkStream Live is always on, 24/7, with the best streaming talk shows. Find your favorite talkers and discover some new ones. It's free, readily available online or on mobile with any smartphone or tablet. Finding your favorite talk shows all in one place has gotten a whole lot easier. Just go to TalkStreamLive.com. Be sure to download the free apps from Google Play or the iTunes App Store.
Looking for a place to advertise at a very reasonable cost? Look no further than Spaced Out Radio. SpacedOutRadio.com has an advertising tab that you can click to check out our daily, weekly, and monthly packages to play on the radio, or our website including social media. From commercial spots to banners, we have it all. Check out our competitive pricing today.
We're adding to the entertainment online for Spaced Out Radio. I'm Amber Beckrud, and I want to invite you to subscribe to our YouTube channel and check out Cryptid Tales, where I will take you on a journey into some of the strangest legends and lore from around the world, relaying the stories to you of the strange creatures and experiences that people have had throughout time. You can find Cryptid Tales at youtube.com/Spaced Out Radio. And while you're there, don't forget to check out our free archives and leave a comment. See you there.
At spacedoutradio.com, we have a little bit of everything for you to stay up late. So while you're there, check out our SOR Newswire, where our team brings you stories of the weird and strange to the WTF from around the globe. News on Bigfoot, UFOs, paranormal, Darwinian-type crime tales. It's the stories that the mainstream media usually won't touch. Well, we got them all on the SOR Newswire, only at spacedoutradio.com.
You wanted new SOR gear, and now you can have it. The SOR Vault is fully stocked with t-shirts, hats, hoodies, mugs, and everything in between, with great logos for you to choose from. So head on over to spacedoutradio.com, click on the SOR Vault, and go shopping. Pricing is quite affordable, and you can look good representing your favorite show. So go to our website and pick up your new SOR wear at the SOR Vault today.
We all know on Spaced Out Radio we love a good beard and mustache, so why not take care of your facial hair with Mighty Moose Beard Oil? Made in Canada, we're taking care of beards and stashes around the world. We use 100% natural ingredients with our oils and balms to make your whiskers feel silky smooth. Use promo code SOR2019 at MightyMooseBeard.com today.
Heading to Vancouver and looking for a night on the town? The Moose Vancouver is the bar that never stops rocking until 2 a.m. every night. The Moose has great food with everything on the menu from $6.95 to $8.95. Fantastic, vibrant staff and rock and roll that will bring you back to when the music was real, the hair was long, and the guitars were rockin'. Get your party on at the Moose Vancouver, the official party bar of Spaced Out Radio.
A little bit of science, a little bit of skepticism. Add a dash of snark and you have the makings of Spaced Out Sundays with me, Everett Themer. Together we will look into the reality of the paranormal with an open eye and rational thought. Oh, did I mention there'll be plenty of woo as well? Your time spent with Spaced Out Sundays will make the night even better. To Chat rooms are open 9:06 p.m. Pacific, 12:06 a.m. Eastern, right here at spacedoutradio.com.
Hello, this is your guitar man, Ron Bumblefoot Thal, and I have to tell you, I love the response I get for Little Brother is Watching from Spaced Out Radio fans. It's amazing how music can inspire and make people think deeper about what's going on in the supernatural world. You can head over to my website, bumblefoot.com, to check out my music, my guitar workshops, my touring, even check out some of the hot sauces that I'm working on. And make sure you keep on listening, because with Spaced Out Radio, you know Little Brother is watching.
We've rounded third. We're heading for home tonight on Spaced Out Radio. I am your host, Dave Scott, sitting in the captain's chair of SOR headquarters. Great to have each and every one of you with us. Reminder that if you've missed most of this show or others, you can always go to our free archives at youtube.com/Spaced Out Radio. Do old Davey the favor, hit that subscribe button. Our website is spacedoutradio.com, where we have a plethora of features for you. You can rock out to Bumblefoot, shop at the SOR Vault, because you'd look good in one of our t-shirts. Read up on Captain Shirk's SOR Newswire, and join up on the SOR Space Travelers Club. It's only $5 a month. Great chatting with everybody in there tonight. Thank you so much for tuning on in. Speaking of the news, let's get to it, shall we? The news is always changing, which is why we bring you the SOR Newswire at the back end of every show, where we get to the weird, the strange, the wacky, and sometimes the pretty cool. Everett Themer is still with us from Spaced Out Sunday. Everett, hi, how are you?
Hey, how are you?
You know what's really cool? 24 hours from now, we are going to be simulcasting right across Canada, from Vancouver to Toronto. Because a good friend of mine and a good friend of this show, Drex, who broadcasts Late Night with Drex right across Western Canada, right into Toronto, well, he's a fan of the show. So he hit me up on Twitter last week, and we actually talked on the phone today. And he's like, dude, I got to help you guys get your name out there a little bit more. A little bit more. I said, okay. I said, what do you want to do? He goes, why don't you come on my show? We'll simulcast it. And he goes, my audience loves it when we talk about weird and strange stuff. And I got to add more sections like that. So why don't you come on? It'll be good for my show because my audience loves those topics. It'll be great for Spaced Out Radio because my audience will get to know who you guys are and what you guys do. He goes, it's a win-win. Let's do it. So
that is exciting.
Yeah, so tomorrow night at 36, past the final hour of the show, 11:36 Pacific, we're actually going to hook up live with him, and we're going to have a little chat, have some fun, go right across Canada for about 15, 18, 20 minutes.
Oh, that's going to be fun.
For sure. For sure. It's going to be great. CKNW.com. It's a place to listen to. It's the home of Drex's show. He's a good dude. Australian dude. Good beard. Can't grow hair worth anything. I think he wears a lot of khaki pants, too, but that's okay. That's okay. All right, let's get to the news, Ev. You know, there's a really sad but great story coming out of the east coast of Canada this weekend. All right, an 11-year-old boy, okay, Kade Foster, wanted to have a Toronto Maple Leafs birthday party, invited a bunch of his school friends to his party in Corner Brook, Newfoundland, and not a single friend showed up.
Well, that's terrible.
Very terrible. Heartbroken, his father, Jason, turned to Twitter, all right, And he tweeted out, my son Kade had his 11th birthday party last night. None of his invited friends came. That hurt. I'm asking my Twitter friends to show him some love today. If you have a minute, please send him a happy birthday wish. And then at Marner93 for Mitch Marner, at 91 Tavares for John Tavares, both of the Toronto Maple Leafs, because the kid loves the Toronto Maple Leafs. You know, I hate the Leafs. I bash the Leafs any possible chance I get. Okay, because...
As you should.
Well, exactly. You know, because I'm a good Canadian that way. Well, this tweet has been retweeted 24,600 times, has over 171,000 likes. Okay, and everybody has got on board. The Toronto Maple Leaf players have all got on board. The Iron Sheik wished him a happy birthday. I mean, that is a dream for me, to get a birthday wish from the Iron Sheik. Greatest WWF champion ever. All right? Prime Minister Trudeau, Ben Stiller. He even got one from Mark Hamill. Okay? NFL players, Major League Baseball players, all sorts of sporty hockey guys, you know, people involved in sports, actors, musicians. Okay, here's Mark Hamill wishing Kade the happiest of birthdays. Your pal, Mark Hamill. You know, how cool is that? Ben Stiller, Kade, I don't play hockey at all, but happy birthday, man. I mean, that is just fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Penn Jillette from Penn and Teller, you know, wishing him a happy birthday. Like, it was just fantastic. And, you know, watching the celebrity side pay attention to this young lad who had his heart broken on his birthday is just beautiful. And hopefully, according to Mitch Marner from the Toronto Maple Leafs, he says, wanted to wish my friend Kade a happy 11th birthday. Your friends from the Maple Leafs have a surprise gift coming your way. I hope this kid gets to go to a game and meet his idols. I really do. You know, too bad for his so-called friends who didn't show up at his birthday party, Ev. All right? Because they probably missed out on something very, very special that they're going to be very jealous about.
They are. And, you know, it's nice to see social media used to make somebody feel good. That doesn't happen much.
You got that right. Okay, I know Captain Shirk threw this in to scare the bejesus out of me. The teeth of several species of shark, including megalodon, have been discovered in Mexico. The fossilized teeth, some of which may date back 2.5 million years, were discovered in the city of Madrid. And it's believed the Madeira was underwater millions of years ago, a theory that has been given credence with the new evidence. In total, there were 3 different species of shark teeth, megalodon, short-fin mako, and saw shark, accounting for 13 of the 15 dental fossils. A fossilized vertebrate that may have belonged to an extinct animal, and fossilized human bones were also discovered. The fossils were discovered in the, I don't even know how to pronounce this, XOC. Jacques Cenote? Yeah, I better not even try
We'll go with that.
Yeah. Anyways, you know, these megalodons, they're starting to appear everywhere, man. They really are starting to appear everywhere. They're, you know, little pieces here, little pieces of teeth there, a 7-inch tooth here. They're still alive,
I find it weird that they're in a cenote. That kind of implies that they were, well, I guess if it was underwater. But, you know, a cenote is typically a hole in the ground.
Yeah.
Fresh water. It's interesting that it would be found in a place like that, and maybe I could see it, you know, along the shore or in an open area, but something like that is kind of weird.
Yeah, tell me about it. Tell me about it. You got to think. I mean, North Carolina has a very large population of megalodon teeth found. And you have to think, if that's going all the way over to Mexico, that whole southern United States must be covered with megalodon teeth. Must be covered.
It may be.
Oh, man, that's just scary. A Cape Coral family awoke on Halloween night to find Florida man sitting on their roof in nothing but his underwear. Everett, where were you on Halloween?
I was here. Yeah. Yes, I was here.
Okay, just making sure. This sounds like something our listener Kelly Iyer would be doing. Anyways, a woman who lives in the home said she saw the underwear-clad Florida man on her roof in the middle of the night. Allegedly, he had been up there for 5 hours. Police and fire department showed up to get him down from the roof of the house. Once back on the ground, Florida man apologized, and then he left. He had no recollection of how he had gotten up there. Neighbors think drug use was the cause. I'm saying aliens here. Aliens dropped him off.
I don't know. Haven't we all ended up on our neighbor's roof in our underwear at one point in our lives?
Not me, man. I have not done it. I have not done it at all. Been on my own roof, not my underwear. You know what was really cool? Back when I lived in Abbotsford, British Columbia, way back when I still lived with my parents had this view south of them because their townhouse was on a hill. And when you looked down the hill across the Trans-Canada Highway and just south was the Abbotsford Airport. And the second weekend of every month, or of every August, is the world-famous Abbotsford International Air Show. So we would literally go up on my parents' roof and watch the air show from there. And, you know, it would be so phenomenal when you'd get buzzed by the Blue Angels or the Thunderbirds or the Canadian Armed Forces Snowbirds or F-18s, F-15s, F-16s. You know, even got buzzed by a F-111 stealth fighter one time. That was fantastic. Fantastic. It was just phenomenal to see it happen. You know, then you get the old warbirds like a B-17 bomber with Spitfires and P-51 Mustangs. Oh, fantastic view.
Did they shake the earth as they went over you?
Sometimes. If they were kicking into Afterburner, like, you know, the Blue Angels will kick into Afterburner every now and again. And sometimes they do it like right as they are banking right over top of our house to go back towards the flight line of the airport. That was good stuff. Very, very good stuff. Yeah, I like that. All right, let's get to another one here. The UN Cultural Agency, UNESCO, has apologized to a French sculptor after a misunderstanding that led to the artist's nude sculptures being dressed in underwear. French sculptor Stéphane Simon, because we're French, Stéphane Simon, said he was shocked to discover his sculptures, which were displayed in Paris as a part of UNESCO's European Heritage Days event, had been dressed in ginch. Simon's In Memory of Me exhibition involved classic Greek-style sculptures posed as though they were snapping selfies with smartphones. The artist said the incident left him feeling humiliated. I felt ashamed, so deeply sad to see all of these years of work and research broken. For 2 days, visitors came to meet to ask me, but why did you do that? And I had to tell them, it was not my choice. Simon says UNESCO told him the underwear was the result of a mistake made by one employee. A UNESCO spokesperson apologized for the incident. This was due to an unfortunate misunderstanding. Our entire work and mandate is in favor of freedom of creation, the spokesperson said. You know what? This has the I'm offended crowd written all over it.
Exactly. It does. And these were recreations of some of the classic sculptures, just posed as if they were taking selfies.
Well, I don't know if they were the classics, but he made his own art. But it looked like, you know, they'd modernized him a little bit, right?
It is. It just, you're right. It's the offended crowd.
The offended crowd wins again. The people in Minnesota are rising up because they may be without Krispy Kreme donuts. You see, a Minnesota college student was driving 270 miles to Clive, Iowa every Saturday to buy 100 boxes of donuts, to drive them back to his university to sell them. But the donut giant says, yeah, you're out of business. Jason Gonzalez would drive to the nearest Krispy Kreme about 4 hours away, pack his car full of donuts, which cost about $8 for a dozen glazed. Then he'd drive back to his Twin City area customers. Gonzalez, who studies accounting at Metropolitan State University in St. Paul, was about to make his 20th run to Clive when Krispy Kreme contacted him and said, yeah, you're not going to be doing that. I have bad news, he says. Krispy Kreme run, Minnesota. Unfortunately for this Saturday, it will not be taking place. I've been told to shut down operations. So basically what he was doing is he was buying donuts at Krispy Kreme for $8, driving them 4 hours back home, and then selling them for $17 to $20 per box of 12 donuts. Yeah, some customers were paying him up to $100 per run. But he was told his side gig was a liability for Krispy Kreme. Yeah, they didn't like that because, obviously, it's not working. It's not working.
Have you ever had a Krispy Kreme donut?
I have. They're a beautiful thing.
Yeah, but Dunkin's just fine. I'm not paying that much a dozen for them.
No. I could go to Tim Hortons and get 6 for $5. I'm okay for that. Thought of the Dave happens every night at this time, where we ask a question on our Facebook and Twitter pages, then read your responses on the air because we love the audience participation around here. Yeah. Today's Thought of the Dave is as follows. What documentary would you like to see made about the supernatural or paranormal, and why? Got some good ones, Ev. What do you think? Let's get yours right off the bat.
I don't know, because there's so many different stories. And you know, in a way, we're so inundated with the reality paranormal TV shows that I don't know. Then that's why I didn't answer it. I just don't have an answer.
All right, well, let's get to it here. You know what I would like to see? I'd love to see one on Stefan Michalak, the guy who got burnt up at Falcon Lake here in Canada. They made the special coin for him in 2018. Canadian.
Oh, yeah, that would be a good one.
I'd like to see that one. All right, let's move on here. All right, on Twitter, Goddess Michelle, I want a documentary made on a Wendigo. Perhaps they pick a spot that has had recent Wendigo activity and tell us everything. Marty, our favorite Vietnam veteran listening in down in Vegas. Thank you, Marty. Appreciate the clowns. I want a documentary made on Elaine, who has a Sasquatch living on her property that she bakes pies for. Fantastic story. Rob, somebody follows up with all the guests on these cryptid podcasts who claim to have almost daily interactions with cryptids, but are never even asked about providing photos or collective evidence. Peter, I would like to see a real documentary done on Area 51. Apparently, the director of this last one thought it was all about him, and let's leave these Hollywood fools like Mr. Rourke completely out. Mike, this is my troll on Twitter, Foya Boy. A real serious documentary of Chris Bledsoe's contract on the Cape Fear River. Not the one they did years ago, one that gets all the government experts like John Alexander, Grant Cameron, that will do justice to Chris and his family. Moon Joey, who writes for the SOR Newswire. Behind the scenes, anonymous interviews with paranormal TV show crews about what really goes on and how the networks manipulate the show's activities, especially the editing of audio and placement of the same to disassociated video. There's no spite there whatsoever. None.
None at all.
None. No. Aliens Among Us. I'd be interested in a documentary about possession and exorcisms, preferably within the Catholic Church. Wilson, I want to see a documentary in the group of individuals who work with the 3-letter agencies that are currently having contact with the others. Won't happen now, but maybe in 30 years we'll eventually be able to see this. The Duck, Jim Mallard. I would love to see a series of interviews, no music, no recreations, no added. 2 chairs, 3 cameras, honest, unedited. Taro gets the final one. I'd like to see a documentary on the elusive Sasquatch. It's a cryptid spotted around liberal neighborhoods, smells bad, long hair, generally not seen without its trusted Prius, which he calls Beep Beep. Oh, I had the worst thing. Speaking of which, I realized today that minor hockey in Canada is doomed, Everett. Doomed. Why? You know why? Why? I saw 2 fathers in the stands as I was walking to the concession stand to get myself a drink. And they were talking about the latest Toyota Prius.
Oh, did they have a man bun, too?
No. But you know what? A hockey rink is not a place to talk about a Toyota Prius. You should be embarrassed to be talking about a Toyota Prius at any hockey arena in the world. Embarrassed for these fathers. Embarrassed. Go to the soccer field. You're meant for that. It's a real man's sport here. Anyways, and woman's sport. Lots of girls playing hockey these days up here. I love it. Love it. Good for the kids. All right. Big thanks to everyone taking part in the Thought of the Day. We'll do it all again tomorrow on Twitter and Facebook. Thank you, Captain Shirk, who updates the news twice now, once in the morning and once in the afternoon. Appreciate that effort, Captain. And to Alan Stivelman, for coming in, talking about Witness of Another World. We got Mr. Ron Bumblefoot THAL rocking in the background with Little Brother is Watching. Bumblefoot is the official music of Spaced Out Radio, rocking us in and out of every single show. Get your horns up for the guitar god himself. Special thanks to everybody in our chat rooms on Twitter, Facebook, LGAB, Revolution Radio, and the SOR Space Travelers Club on our website. Thank you so much. Remember, this show is copyright by Spaced Out Radio and SOR Media Ventures Limited. Appreciate you taking your time to kick off your week with us, because together, my friends, we own the night. Mr. Bumblefoot, we need a favor. We need you to take us home. Good night.